I am your host, Niko House. We do have some breaking news. According to Middle Eastern News, I'll post a link in the description below. Israel has actually attacked Homs, which is a base in Syria. They launched missiles, and at first, when they were launched, even though Syria did manage to intercept them, they did not know whether or not they belonged to Israel. As they continued to report on the issue, the Israeli military did manage to confirm that indeed the missiles did come from Israel, and they were attempting to attack a Syrian military base. Now, once again, we are seeing a level of hypocrisy in the media because it looks as if Israel, obviously along with the help of the United States, Great Britain, and France, are making their grandest attempt to start World War III. I don't understand what's the point of we are currently trying to investigate whether or not Assad actually committed the chemical weapons attacks that the West is claiming that he committed with absolutely no evidence. And we already launched missiles at him. So the idea that, okay, yeah, my ally, the United States, doesn't like you, so I get to attack you, or I don't like Iran, so I get to attack you, is a little bit more than unfair, because obviously Syria, is a dominantly Arab country, and last time I checked, Palestinians are indeed Arab, and Iran is indeed their ally, and because of the aggressions from Israel into Iran, Syria really has every reason and every right to attack Israel according to Israel's logic whenever they feel like. However, they would never be able to do so because the United States would jump in and give a reason, or have a reason at that point, to just try to stroll in and obliterate Israel, and then, try to obliterate Syria. And then, of course, they would have a stronghold right beside Iran, having an obviously military-friendly bordering nation in Israel, and then having a base right in Syria, kind of cornering Iran to doing what the United States want to, forcing a regime change, doing what they do. It's simply unfair, and this missile strike is indicative of all the problems that we have been talking about over the last 4 to 5 days. The Israeli government, I should say, Netanyahu, the United States, Great Britain and its regime, the Macron, they don't have to play by the same rules that they're asking everyone else to play up. And you want to tell us that Assad is a liar, that we shouldn't believe anything he says, that we should blindly believe in a chemical weapon strike when you only selectively cover when there's an attack on any given people in the Middle East. That was an extreme act of aggression that was luckily intercepted by the Syrian government. However, if Assad even dared to send missiles flying at Tel Aviv or Jerusalem, indeed it would be World War III. And so now I am faced with the predicament and the question that I think a lot of you have been faced with as well. It makes me wonder, who are the actual monsters in this game? Putin, Assad, hell, Libya, and other allies in that area? They could attack us. They could. They could attack our bases. They could attack people in our uniforms. They could attack our civilians. But it seems to me that they realize that we are not in control, and they have shown compassion, quite honestly. They have shown compassion on the people of Israel. Because the Israeli people are far different than the Israeli government. They don't like Netanyahu either. They're trying to get him out. The Israeli government holds the Israeli peoples have probably jailed more politicians than the United States has in its history. So they don't like Netanyahu. But I think people like Putin and Assad and others understand that the governments of the West, and that includes Israel because they are beholden to the West because we pay their bills, I think that they understand that the government of the West is not representative of the people, and that we're simply, most of us, not all of us, have become pawns in their game. But unfortunately, the United States government is counting on their compassion, counting on their reasonability, and counting on their rationality. So this is a plea, once again, for you all to think outside of the box. The pattern of behavior expressed by both sides is diametrically different. On one side, we're bombing with reckless abandon, and we don't even have we can't even we don't even show the casualties from our missile strikes in a capital city where we're trying to convince the world that we were there for humanitarian reasons. That's like bombing a Best Buy in LA and claiming that you were careful not to have casualties. It's not realistic, and there's a reason you can't find the number. While the other side practices constant and total restraint, even though Russia's military is far more advanced than ours. The Syrian military is much more advanced than they will lead you to believe. And the Syrian people have much more reason to be upset than we do. Thank you all so much for tuning in as usual, and always remember, ladies and gentlemen, more than anything else, find your balance.